So let's show them some love. Jared and Jensen.
Happy New Year! So we... I'm sorry, don't touch it. Just don't touch it. Just don't touch it. Good morning, guys. We probably look and feel how we should look and feel for having flown all day long, pretty much diverted for weather. We love you back. We were supposed to try and get here earlier. I filmed till like 4 in the morning, I think, Vancouver time. So I know, I literally got home. We're shooting with Nina, who I love, and who's amazing and quick, and she doesn't mess up.
You were on set at 7 a.m. this time.
Vancouver time, 24 hours ago, basically.
So yesterday.
Yeah. And then got here. So it was funny. I sort of sat down.
You look like shit.
I'm gonna go shower in between this and like the rest of the day.
That's not gonna help. Showering doesn't.
I'm existing on coffee and love, so. Congrats to the mistress. We didn't do it.
Yeah, another award won by Supernatural. That did not get announced on the award show.
It's like, little interesting. As long as we have you guys. Any first timers? Will y'all be future second timers?
Yeah.
So, nothing too offensive at the karaoke or the concert?
How many Floridians do we have? How many out-of-towners do we have? And go. That's all I got.
We're excited to get back to shoot the season. I think this is the first time we've seen y'all since we got picked up for another 23 episodes. Thanks, guys.
Sorry, you're stuck with us for another year.
Yeah, torture stories. Well, before we just jabber,
Speaking of another year, that's a nice vest you got on. This was the crew Christmas gift this year.
Oh, wow. That's nice.
I don't know what it stands for.
it was. I can't see it because my eyes won't open. It was way too cold, and I love this show. It was far too cold for me in Vancouver, and now I get here, and I'm like, I just can't take it off because it's holding everything in right now. Well, that's good. I'm sure you guys have been waiting for a while. Yes, I saw your hand. It went straight up.
Hey, good morning.
morning.
Jensen, there was a tweet yesterday about the family business brewing company. What's that?
Oh.
I don't know.
In Austin? It's got to be you and Gino.
I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, I've mentioned it before. It's been a long time coming, but there will be a brewery opening up in Austin this year, called the Family Business Beer Company. Yum. So look for that. It'll be in a few months.
Oh!
Yep.
Yeah. We'll bring
Yes.
young samples.
Samples, or at least t-shirts are on their way.
Sam.
White shirt, yes. Yes.
We get asked a lot, like what characters would you like to bring back?
The mic's not on, so just yell.
Fight.
It's alright, just yell. Well,
I hear you get asked a lot, what characters would you like to bring back that are no longer in the show? And I know, Jared, you would like to bring back Ruby.
What? Actually, no, not anymore, because who would watch
she's
our
busy.
But Jensen, I think most frequently I hear you say like Charlie, Bobby, and Vinny, and I think that each of those.
We can all hear it, it's fine.
I think that each of those characters bring out like a different side of Dean that we often don't get to see without them. So I wondered if you feel that way too. If you miss those parts of Dean, or if you just think, oh, those are really great actors.
Good question. Yeah, I would say there are certain characters that do bring out different aspects of Dean. In fact, I was just I caught a little bit of things that aren't things that should never be.
I don't know what you were watching.
I don't know, but you remember this stuff.
Animaniacs?
When Dean gets a glimpse of with Mom. I think it was season 2.
What is
right?
what should never be?
What is and what should never be?
Oh, what is what should never be? Season 2. Well, you looked at me out of the blue, like I caught a little bit of. What was that? Oh no, what did you watch?
Stop.
I'm working.
So, and it was one of the first times that we saw Dean change because he had this experience. Now he was like with his mother, and it was one of the first times there was like a break from him being him all the time, and then we get to see this kind of softer side. So there are certainly characters that bring that out. Ones that I really enjoy. Like we've said, Charlie's fantastic. Having Samantha back is fantastic. And please do not repeat this. But Facebook Live. There is an aspect of Dean that I enjoy playing when he's with Crowley. Again, don't repeat that.
Feel free to repeat this. If I didn't marry Ruby, I think I would love to have Pellegrino come back. He brings out something so unique and interesting with like Sam's character.
He's certainly more of a Sam catalyst.
Yeah.
What about you? What would be?
No, I enjoy. I mean, those are great. That's why it stood out. We get to see Dean sometimes being able to. With Bobby, I think Bobby is someone where he is protective of Dean, and usually Dean is playing that role for like everyone else in his life. So I enjoy that aspect of it. And Vinny, I think, he's kind of like a war buddy for Dean, and I think it's a little bit different to where they don't, they assist each other but are dependent on each other for things. And so I think that each of those characters, that's why those sort of answers stood out to me.
I was like Dad, John. It'd be really interesting to see if John came back now and how that would affect the brother, because we've got Mom back, and it's almost difficult because you have these two men that are kind of cemented in their ways, and then you have their mother and this whole eternal entity showing up, and they're not, at least from Dean's perspective, not quite sure how to digest that, how to handle it. And I think from Sam's as well, because he never really had a relationship with Mom. But to have Dad come back, and I don't know, I think that would be really interesting.
I would like to see him stand up.
Yeah, of course we'll have to put the bat down and come back.
We're gonna go to this side, way over here on the right. There are a lot of hands, so y'all gonna have to fight for it. I'm trying to instigate a lot of fight this morning.
How come Dean is allowed to have a crush on Dr. Sexy and D, and yet Despiel and his bisexuality is in the end?
I caught
I heard Dr. Sexy and D.
How come Dean is allowed to have a crush on Dr. Sexy and D, and yet Despiel and his bisexuality cannot?
Destiel doesn't exist.
That probably explains most of it.
I'm pretty sure that explains A, that doesn't exist. B, I think that Dean had not a crush on Dr. Sexy and D. I think he was a fan of the show. A closet fan of the show. Just stoke that fire a little bit. Yes, back row, yeah.
Batgirl. I was saying Batgirl.
So as a mom, I'm interested with your kids getting older. Have they started showing any interest in getting into acting? And if so, do you encourage it? Do you encourage it? And like, what is it?
I certainly not acting on my end, because like I said, I have one that's a little bit older. He certainly has a great imagination, and he'll play, like when he plays animals, he'll make his hands into a claw, and like lick them like he's gonna play a cheetah or something.
That's called being a child.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's like just being a child. As far as the further question, I guess, if my kids wanted to act, obviously their parents are actors, so we couldn't be like, no. But I would want to make sure that they really wanted to act and tell stories through the medium rather than like be famous or something. So I don't know what the best way to do that would be. I hope to never find out, but maybe just stick them in some school plays and make sure they enjoy the work of it, right? Not just the outcome of it. Because it's tough sometimes. If we didn't make it clear, it's difficult sometimes to do successfully in this industry. So I guess that's my answer. I'm gonna go right there. There's one hand pointing to two hands. Yes. Now there's two fingers pointing down on top of his hand.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Alright, so this is my 5th convention, and I've noticed that your show reaches like such a wide demographic of people, like different ages, genders, everything. And I was wondering why you think the show has been so successful in that way.
Because we've been on for so long. We just bore people now. You may not want to watch us, but we're going to be on all the time. So you're not going to have a choice. I have friends that are like, yeah, I was in the gym this morning on the treadmill. There you were at 10 a.m.
TNT!
You're welcome.
Yeah, I was watching, what was it?
Flip or flop.
That's it. I think, honestly, I do have an answer that I believe for this. Obviously, I don't have the answer, otherwise I would produce and sell it to all the other networks and be like, hey, I have the secret. But it's a very universal message. You know, it's the same, it started out the same storyline that Star Wars was, or Harry Potter was. Like, you know, this... Harry Potter, that's what I was watching. It's a very universal message, and I think that even though we're in a genre that is very fantastical, for lack of a better word,
It's a pretty good word.
yeah, it appeals. There's something that appeals to everybody, whether it's sacrifice or loyalty or devotion or loss, or the struggle to keep on fighting when things get hard. And we can tell it in such a way that other shows can't really get away with telling it. You know, like if on CSI somebody came back to life, you're like, we need to explore it. Y'all forgive us for our sins. So thank you.
Justin and Jaden, I really enjoyed you on Kings and Con.
Justin and Jaden.
I actually don't know who's who though.
Justin.
Am I Justin?
Justin Angle.
Yes, Justin.
Oh, I
Jaden Jaworski. There were a few takes where it was really funny stuff, and I'm certain I ruined some really funny takes.
a lot of them.
Like, even when I was watching, I was like, Justin Angle. That's perfect.
But I do actually have a question.
Okay.
What is this squishy bear photo of?
What would you like to know?
Oh, I think she knows.
Or angry cop.
Angry cop. You literally read it over and over and over again.
Oh, these were not made up requests.
Some of them actually.
The squishy bear is a real thing. It lives. It's alive.
Game of Thrones timbers, right?
Not on me though.
No. It's usually it's just shortened to a squishy hug, which I think some of you probably know.
Is the squish hug from?
Bear.
Is the
But a
etymology squishy bear?
Yes.
So squishy bear was the
And
ancestor of
for any of you UK residents, it originated in England.
Any UK residents?
No? No?
Good, good. You were in trouble.
Yeah, England. Blame England. We usually do.
What's an angry cop?
I think that one was made up. I think Richard made that one up.
The totem pole made me laugh.
Totem pole, that was obvious.
Rob wanted to. The difference between Rob and I, we were like looking at each other. Can you take your beanie off?
There were many takes during shooting that where, and this is Jared's kind of go-to thing. Whenever he wants to laugh, but he's trying to hold it in, he just goes.
I think it distracts me.
Breaks me all the time.
It doesn't ever
It's
work.
Like, what is that? It's a squishy bear.
For those who haven't, we're talking about Kings of Con. If you haven't watched it, watch it ASAP. Okay, I see a lot of hands. I'm gonna. Oh, you stood up a little bit.
Great, I don't know.
Wearing burnt orange, like a Longhorn fan.
Okay, so now that Eileen is confirmed to be coming back, much of the fandom from what I've seen is excited to see more of her, and people have asked, do you think there's any chance of her becoming a love interest for Sam?
Shoshana? Shoshana. That's a good question. I am of the mindset that I think they obviously have chemistry and they enjoy each other. My interest in the storytelling aspect of Supernatural, and I don't know if this is going to get boos and cheers, maybe it seems a little strange, but I hope Sam doesn't ever get a love interest, purely because
Yes.
purely because I think that's not Sam's story, you know, and I think part of the beauty of the tragedy of Supernatural is that Sam can't have a love interest. Like, I'm sure he would like it. But I don't think it would make, like when Amelia was a love interest, it just didn't make sense for his arc, to me. And it doesn't matter what I think, I just think it wasn't made. But Shoshana's amazing. And I can see them having
Sex?
I'm 14, guys.
And 2017 just started. 2014.
You need to explain what sex is to you?
I probably should have just said no.
After the panel.
I should have just said no.
Very simple.
I don't think they will. I don't think they will. I don't think Jared's version of the show, I think it's a story better told for Sam if he doesn't have a love interest.
But there is a little bit of a difference between she is a hunter, so she knows the life, so there's kind of a difference there.
Yeah, it's not about, I don't think he judges Hunter or not. I think it's just,
But the saying if it doesn't like fit because whoever he's with will want more of a domestic life, then she's a hunter, so she kind of knows that.
sure. Yeah.
You can say the same thing about Joe, too.
Yeah.
God rest her soul.
To a degree, Ruby helped us hunt. You know, she killed things.
But I also think there's, regardless of whether or not they're a hunter or whether they want a domestic life, it's a liability. And I think that's one of the things that the brothers try to steer clear of as much as possible. They obviously can't steer clear of the fact that they're brothers. But what they can avoid is bringing on people that could possibly be a liability. And when they're dealing with the things that they deal with, to have something that a demon could grab and hold over them and then make them, hold for ransom essentially. That's always a problem. So I think the Winchesters generally try to steer clear of anything or anybody that could be a liability. I'm not quite sure how Cass managed to squeeze through that, but he's an angel, so he can take care of himself.
Sort of.
Yeah. Is it me? You're welcome, by the way, for answering that. Okay. Where are we? Let's go over this way.
Jacksonville.
All right, in the jacket, the white jacket there. Yeah, sure.
Hey, we know you love to pull pranks.
What's that?
You know you love to pull pranks.
Full pranks.
What was your favorite one on Stephen Mel?
On a metal.
That was great.
Urinating on the parking spot.
Yeah, it was certainly that photo shoot day. Because he wasn't there and we were on his set. And we started ripping his sign off and drawing images on it. And the people that were
The guy that was there that was hired to be a part of production and assist us and okay, Jeff and Jared are here, they're heading to set right now. We kind of get corralled like cattle most of the time. And this guy apparently worked on the show.
He was a full-time worker on Arrow still. Like he was going to work the next day on Arrow.
And we walked up to his work. We're like, oh look, Amel's got his own parking spot with a whole placard and stuff. And Jared's like, and just ripped it off.
And the guy's like,
And the guy just goes, oh my God, I'm getting fired. And then I turned to him, I'm like, wait, Steven can fire you?
So yeah, that was a lot of fun. He has a good sense of humor about all that. So that was a fun day. Fun to tweet. Fun that he found out with the rest of the world. Right here.
Hi. So you guys have been in coloring books, shirts, notebooks, you're on everything. What is your first impression of that? And if you have any other toys, have you ever played with yourselves?
I'm going to tweet something today that made me laugh about toys. But I will say that we just got sent a picture. Was it Adam that sent us the picture of the panty party pack of Supernatural from the topic? Apparently there's I don't know if it was a joke, but he said, I think Adam, who plays Mick Davies, he's amazing, I love him. But I think he's, somebody sent him a picture of, stop me if I'm wrong, or
No, it's true. It's a
true.
real thing.
There's a Supernatural party panty pack. Yeah. But don't play any of the videos. So I was thinking, I would love to buy them for Jen, because she'd be like, what? The coloring book was pretty funny. But we were flipping through it, and it's awesome. And I obviously know, have y'all seen the coloring book?
Yeah!
We have to now. My kids are doing it. It's the weirdest thing. Cody! Uncle Jensen. But the picture of Richard Spade looks kind of like Kevin Parks. Like they kind of look just enough like, and she's like, why is Kevin Parks in this book? No, that's Richard Spade. It looks just enough alike. But yeah, I have a supernatural coloring book sitting on my kitchen table in Vancouver. And
I think the Monopoly game was when I was like, oh, it's real now. This just got real.
that's awesome.
That's
what I would play.
However, I've never opened that game and I've never seen, but has anybody ever seen the Monopoly?
Yeah.
What's the
What do you get when you pass go?
$200.
So,
All right, well,
Stolen credit card.
you get 200 souls back.
what's the boardwalk park place? What are the two?
Alistair and Lucifer.
Yeah? It's on. It's on. We have to work tomorrow.
When you go to jail, do you go to hell?
That would have been
You just
good.
go to jail? Oh, come on.
They didn't.
Come on, Hasbro. All right, we got a couple minutes last. All the way over there. Yes, young lady.
Or lung lady, whatever.
Cycling through so many actors, or is it nice meeting good actors?
That's a great question. That's a really great question. Possibly the first time we've ever been asked that question. She was saying, is it weird cycling through a bunch of actors, or nice meeting a bunch of new actors? It can be difficult, because especially some of these episodes, you know, you're spending 8 days with somebody, and at the end of the episode, you're like, man, like, it's been fun meeting you, like, you're really, I hope you come back. You always can come back, unless you die, in which case you're certainly coming back. We've had people show up and be like, man, I don't die in this episode, that means I'm not coming back. It's funny, it kind of makes, it makes our real lives almost mirror the show, you know? Because Sam and Dean don't know what's going on, who they're going to know for 2 weeks, who they're going to know for a day. So it makes it kind of fun. But also, I think one of the great things about Supernatural is a lot of our recurring guest stars or series regulars, we're just going to be like in an episode or two. Like I think Charlie, I think Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby was.
You know, we had a lot of Elaine. I think we've had a lot of guest stars who they were just supposed to be there for a couple days per episode. And somebody went like, this person's really awesome, like let's bring you back. So it's nice to have that option, as far as that's what I think.
Yeah, we also get because we film in Vancouver, and there's kind of a smaller pool of talent, so to speak, than if we were shooting in Los Angeles or New York or something like that. So we've actually started to recycle them a little bit. And we'll get an actor who will come on and do a day, and be like, hey, nice to meet you. Like, yeah, no, I played the sheriff in season 2. What? Oh, yeah. That was 10 years ago. Welcome back. So it is nice to kind of see some familiar faces or unfamiliar faces. But I will say that. We've been very fortunate with the guest stars and the reoccurring roles that have come through the show. As I'm sure you know, there's a lot of them that have stuck and have gotten written more episodes just simply because of how good they are and the chemistry that they have with the cast. So we've been very, very fortunate. And there's a tone on set that he and I have worked very hard, and the crew has worked very hard to preserve, and that is a very fun work environment. And so when people come on and you see somebody new come on who maybe has guest starred on other shows and has had different experiences on set, they come on our show and they have a good time, and then they compliment us. That is one of the best compliments that we ever get, is having some new person come on set and be like, you know what, I had so much fun this week. Thank you so much for the show that you guys, and that's fantastic. So.
I think we got last question, right? No? One more. You pick it.
No.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. See you later. All right, let's go way over here. Yes, white hair. Hi.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
All right, good. I don't know.
Jared, you're beautiful.
You're beautiful too. You are too.
Squishy baby.
You want to voice a little bit?
That was Saturday Night Special.
Awesome. That's what you're supposed to do.
Was, as Sam and Dee, what advice would you give to Jensen and Jared? And as Jensen and Jared, what advice would you give to Sam and Dee?
As Jared, I would tell Sam there are probably some demons in Hawaii. As Sam, I would tell Jared, watch out for Ruby.
As Dean, I would tell Jensen to enjoy your blissful domestic life. As Jensen, I would tell Dean to oil the freaking doors on the